Uh, the next topic, a very common one, migraine. நிறைய பேர், many of us would have seen, definitely encountered either personally ourselves or someone or the other in the family. Migraine headache. Um, Migraine headache is a primary headache disorder. The common cause, we have to remember that two-thirds of migraine patients, there is a genetic history. Then there are environmental factors, which I will touch upon later. And what exactly is migraine? Migraine is a neurovascular disorder because there is sudden firing from a particular area in the brain, probably the hypothalamus, what we call, and then this spreads and then it affects the nerves which supply the blood vessels. It is very common in one side of the head and occasionally affect the other side. This pain can be not only confined to one side of the head or the other, commonly on one side, to the neck and shoulders also. There are a few phases in migraine. First is the prodrome phase. Prodrome phase can occur a few days before migraine starts. That is, the patient starts feeling irritated, restless, depression, craving for food. Weakness can be there, sudden tiredness, exhaustion. And then comes the aura phase. Aura phase need not be there in everyone. What happens very commonly, there are hypersensitivity to light, photophobia, or sound, or even smell, abnormal smell. That is why we call migraine a sensory epilepsy. Motor epilepsy we know, but this is a sensory epilepsy. Treatment has to be taken for a long time to prevent and then stop. Stopping is a different matter altogether, not only medicines, various other things involved. In this aura phase, very often the commonest symptom is the visual problem. What happens is the patient feels that suddenly what we call scintillating scotomas or fortification. That is, they start seeing zigzag lines starting in the middle of the vision of an eye, and it is like looking at the walls of a castle when you see. And usually they are black and white lines which affect either driving or reading. This is the aura phase, or there might be abnormal smell or abnormal auditory hallucinations preceding a migraine attack. This can occur sometime, a few days, even probably, usually, commonly about an hour before an attack of migraine. Then what happens is the patient starts developing pain. Why the pain? Because of the this thing on the blood vessels, the vessel starts constricting, dilating. So there is a pulsatory pain. It is a pulsating pain on one side. This pulsation is not related to the normal human pulse. It is distinct, different from the pulse. So the pulsating, throbbing headache can be so very severe at times. There can be visual blurring, sometimes occasionally loss of vision and then going back. Associated features in migraine can be vomiting, nausea, vomiting, giddiness can be there, and a sense of depressive feeling. All this, and a typical attack can last for about 4 hours to even 3 days. That is why when we are treating migraine patients, we tell them the moment you recognize the symptoms, take some medicines, ensure switch off all the lights, take these medicines, probably plug your ears with cotton, give a mild sedative, lie down so that the attack is cut off. And to prevent, we'll see later what are the causes. So this is the typical migraine. Atypical migraine can be of various types. Migraine itself has got several variants. See, one can be an ophthalmoplegic migraine. Suddenly there will be headache and you will see that the eyes are fixed. They are not moving. Patient is, just like that. Eyes are staring. Eyes are not moving. Ask them to move, they don't move. Headache is there, might be severe, might not be severe. There might be dizziness. So this is one type of the very rare ophthalmoplegic migraine. Then comes the hemiplegic migraine. This I have personally observed in the family. Suddenly, what happens is initially the symptoms, nausea, vomiting, and then the dizziness, everything starts, headache starts, and then suddenly they feel that loss of control over one part usually of the body. Sudden paralysis of one side, usually lasting for an hour. So people can think that they've got a stroke and subsequently it recovers. They might not be even arousable at that time. They might be slack, looking like that, and those things, but the pain also they are not able to explain because they're totally, the motor system is totally blocked, sensory effects they are not able to explain. This persists for an hour and then clears. Then there's something called the abdominal migraine, which occurs more common in females. By the way, I want to tell that in younger age group, migraine is more common in boys during puberty. And in the elderly age group, it is more common in females. And surprisingly, during the second and third trimesters of pregnancy, migraine disappears. Don't know, probably hormonal. Hormonal influences are also there in migraine. So, oral contraceptive pills, various other things can trigger migraine. So, abdominal migraine is along with this headache. Before that, or probably they can have severe queasiness in the stomach, vomiting, sometimes diarrhea, abdominal pain, then they complain of giddiness, then the pain can start. Pain need not be very severe. There can be a painless migraine also in some people. So this have got to be remembered, and the thing is mostly clinical diagnosis. Migraine, like Parkinson's and other things, are a clinical diagnosis. Testing neuroimaging and all, usually when they say MRI and all, when I say the patient is going to be normal, you do neuroimaging MRI to find out other problems if they are there associated. Migraine by itself does not show any lesions in the brain because it is like an epilepsy, seizure. And in seizures, even, most often you see the MRIs are normal, except in probably petit mal where epilepsy, absent seizures, where the EEG can show a spike and wave pattern. So, anyway, the patients would want, a doctor would want to clear off other causes of a headache. And the other basic important things to remember in this is that certain things can trigger migraine. Very importantly, emotional factors. There's been a big fight at home, no sleep, disturbances in a patient prone to migraine can trigger a migraine. And then there is another thing I forgot by the time. When this headache ceases, everything stops. There is what is called a post-drome. The patient starts having a sort of a numbness in that side of the head, and they say that they are confused. There can be even lack of memory for some time, weakness, depression, all these can last for some time. So the aura, the prodrome, aura phase, auditory, visual, smell, this before the migraine starts, then the typical headache phase and the prodrome phase. It's typically like a seizure disorder. And then when this stops, the whole thing clears, then the patient becomes okay. So very important to see is triggering factors are mostly emotional disturbances, lack of sleep. It very common during menstruation in females, and certain foods containing tyramine, like alcoholic beverages like red wine, chocolates, dark chocolates, coconut water, groundnuts, bananas, all these, imagine, during menstruation, which is another trigger, when a patient has no sleep also at that time, definitely almost invariably they are prone to develop a migraine attack. Migraine attack can be incapacitating, pain can be excruciating. I have heard of one or two patients wanting to commit suicide because of repeated attacks. They are not able to face that. They are always afraid when they will get another pain attack. So, reassurance. So, avoiding of those things, emotional stress, probably a calming agent at night. Meditation more than medication, very, very important to prevent, or to postpone an attack of migraine. There are a class of drugs, variety of drugs, including beta blockers, metoprolol. Then, for an immediate attack, you have got ergotamines. You have to be careful in cardiac patients because it can cause vasoconstriction of the heart. And propranolol, metoprolol. Then we have got the triptan, sumatriptan, rizatriptan. These are given in severe cases, but these have to be, measured and used judiciously. Your doctor will explain to you. This is during an attack. Ideally, avoid all these substances: coconut water, groundnuts, bananas, dark chocolates, red wine, and emotional disturbances, sleep disturbances. That is why we say a couple of 3, 4 patients have written and given having chronic migraine syndrome. He cannot do a night duty, cannot have a shift work disorder also. This is very, very important in his management of this, and got them into a regular duty, which is important. So, this and yoga, meditation, calming down, all these helps in the long run. And the medication wise, it is like epilepsy. Prevention, medicines, I feel certain medicines as of now have to be continued for a few years, like in epilepsy. And the moment you get the trigger attacks symptoms, a patient will know I'm getting a migraine. It's not an ordinary headache. So then we give certain medicines, ask them to switch off the light, the sensitivity to sound, sensitivity to smell, visual disturbances, everything. Close your eyes, plug your ears, take your medicines, take a sedative, take an anti-nauseant if you're having this thing, and then to cut off the pain, take rest, and then the attack is aborted. Then prevention, what you have got to do. So these are the varieties of migraine types common, which I feel your person has to discuss in detail with the doctor. No point in sitting, doctor telling you about migraine, take these medicines regularly and go. They've got to be explained what is to be, and also, like when you say patient is driving at night, those things, these flashing lights can trigger a migraine. That is, you've got the street lights going by fast, that can trigger a migraine attack. That is why we tell them use goggles at night. Doesn't matter what others think. Why this fellow is wearing goggles in the middle of the night? Doesn't matter, because that can trigger an attack. So these are very important things to be noted, remembered in migraine. Migraine runs in the families, can be incapacitating, and very common in patients with psychological disorders, bipolar depression, various other psychological disorders. Another form of treatment will be a cognitive behavior therapy, which also plays a very important role, and to take everything slow. No hurry, no fights, no disturbances. So that the behavior your psychologist will explain. Meditation part you have got to look into relaxation therapies like Shavasana, Pranayama, Kapalabhati, which your meditation, guru, whoever he is, will teach. Practice all this and continue the medication knowing that it has to be taken. Why? Don't stop by yourself. Many do, even the cardiac diabetic drugs stop and then suddenly say stop, sugar is 500, 600. What to tell? They have been your patients for years. You already explained to them and then tell what to do. So please follow your instructions. Trust your doctor, go to your doctor, get the things done, and then subsequently try and find out what you need to know about this. Wish you all good luck. Again, I wish you a fantastic 2021.